being in the world of acting, being able to turn it on like that is really impressive because I've run this various iterations of this software on hundreds of people, I've never seen someone be able to turn it on and turn it off. By going to there, wherever there is.
I mean, it's like when you're playing make-believe, you know, and
so you're a perfect
playing
test subject.
house, and I'm the mom, and you're the dad, and go there. It reminds me of that expression, when it rains, it pours. It's no wonder that, like, when things are going well, they go really, really well, or vice versa. Like, those times when I booked 2 national commercials and got a boyfriend all in 1 week. It's like, well, yeah, I'm putting something out there. I'm fixating on the positive. It was so interesting, I mean, we have so much power. We have the power to affect change in our lives, so why not choose the positive, since we have a choice?
Yeah. Did this help you kind of see how your mind can go either way in a split second?
Yes.
And how your brain is registering?
It's like, when in doubt, if you get the choice, which, because we have the choice, go to Jamaica.
Excellent. So we're here to talk about this documentary called Superhuman, which you got to participate on it. So what brought you, how were you brought on board onto this interesting project?
Yeah. A friend of a friend, someone, some friends I have in common with Caroline, referred me, and we were really a perfect match. I'm already kind of a believer, even without knowing who she was or what she did. I'm already drinking the Kool-Aid. Not that it's Kool-Aid, it's real deal. And yeah, so it was a nice fit. Really glad to have her in my life. Although, she's psychic, and she did not tell me about this pandemic, which I'm taking kind of personally. I could have planned for this, but that's okay.
So you personally believe in this idea of psychics and meta-paranormal activities?
I do. I believe, listen, I don't just fall for any old crystal ball or, tarot cards. I believe in mind over matter. I believe that our brain is powerful enough to incite change in the material world. And I see it happen all the time. I mean, it's happened to me. Some of those books like The Secret and whatnot sort of get a bad rap or a good rap, I don't know. But, people love to make fun of that sort of thing. But I think there's real validity to it. I think, I personally, I don't have a dream board. I do have a dream mobile. I'm kind of quirky, creative that way, and I posted a bunch of things I want in life, whether they be trips or relationships or jobs or whatnot, and I have them just sort of circling over my bed at night. They're just there. They're not, but I'm sure that seeing it, I mean, what is that expression? Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it will achieve. I absolutely believe that. I think it's no question that the year that my university went to the Rose Bowl, the first time in like 40 years, was because our motto that year was, expect victory.
Oh, really?
We expected it. Yes. And then, of course, we can't win a game since because they changed the motto. But no, I really do believe that our minds are very powerful. And I've had to remind myself of that during this pandemic, especially. because, you know, it's very easy to go down that rabbit hole. You know, I'm all alone, I don't have work, da 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 da, you know, everybody's dying. And it's not easy, you know, to control, but you really do have to be very careful about what you let in your head.
So what was your initial impression of Caroline Corey when you first met her in person?
Well, she has real strength. There's no question she's a very powerful woman. You can just feel it. You know, I mean, I didn't actually see it like in action until I actually watched the documentary. But even without watching, just her presence alone, she's very powerful.
Let's talk about the one experiment that you did actually get to participate in. What is that? Some kind of like a sound detecting machine that detects with your emotions? That's what it is, right?
Right. So there were two experiments. One was sound, and the other was visual. You saw the waves behind me. And yeah, they basically asked me to bring a couple of images that incited real emotion in me. And of course, they wouldn't mean anything to you. But, you know, I see my ex-boyfriend and, you know, all of a sudden, like, it sounds like a piano being banged on. I mean, I'm not surprised that an actress would, you know, elicit that sort of response, only because, let's face it, so much of what I do is indeed make believe. You know, I can manage to really turn myself into a tizzy with just my mind, and that's what we saw on camera. It was extraordinary.
So what was going through your mind when you were doing these experiments? Because they basically tell you to move through your emotions, but did you feel anything during these experiments?
Well, other than just the pure, I really tried to exactly do as, you know, like with any experiment, you don't want a bunch of wacky variables. You know, you have to divorce yourself from the fact that there's a camera on you and they're making a movie about this, and, you know, this and that. And I tried to do exactly as was asked, and that is to just concentrate on the image. And so, yeah, you know, when I think about that Jamaican beach, I can't help. I mean, look, even right now, I broke into a beautiful smile because that's still one of my just happiest memories. I can't help but, you know, radiate when I think about it. Yeah, no, I just really tried to sort of transport myself to that place, whether it be a pleasant one or otherwise. And then, you know, we saw the result.
That's amazing that you could actually express yourself so freely. That basically tells us who you are as a person, that you could actually you know, you're so open like this emotionally.
Well, again, I think the casting was quite good with this film. I mean, even though it was a documentary and I wasn't acting at all, the fact is, not only is this sort of part of being an actor, is being, you know, vulnerable and in touch with one's emotions and open to sharing them. But I do know that I personally have zero filter. I have no poker face. Believe me, I've been busted a million times from, you know, HOA meetings to, you know, you name it, where I need to seem, you know, diplomatic and cool, and I cannot help myself. So in a lot of ways, I was a perfect candidate for this experiment.
So how does it feel that you could consider yourself as a superhuman now?
I was gonna say, I'm saying all this. I'm the perfect candidate, and then it sounds like, oh wow, I'm so full of myself, and it's not that at all. It's just that, you know, let's face it, somebody with, you know, no emotion or sort of closed off emotions probably wouldn't excel so much. Yeah, you know, when I was helping promote this for Caroline, posting about it, you know, I think my post said something along the lines of, you know, I'm one of those superhumans, and then I thought, oh, that sounds so gross. The fact is, I think we're all superhuman. If you know, we all have a brain, and it is connected to everything, to our material bodies and the world, and the idea is that we use those superpowers. I think that's the thing. So many people just don't even realize that they have them.
Excellent.
So, yeah, so I don't think I'm unique in that I have these superpowers. I'm just unique because I know about them.
You know what? I'm impressed that you could actually express yourself emotionally, because a lot of people like to put up the walls, and that's what probably prevents them from being superhuman themselves.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah. And again, because our minds are so powerful, if you've decided that this is bunk and there's no way that this has got to be rigged, or, well, then that's probably what it, you know, that's what it is for you. Like, perception is everything. And, you know, and that's why I say, like, at the beginning of this COVID crisis, it was just doom and gloom. And guess what? It was. Like, my world was very dark because I just couldn't see past it. So I think it's very important to step away, take perspective, and say, wait a minute, is it real? You know, like, or is that just my personal spin? I think it's our choice as to how we want to view the world. And, you know, if I choose to see the world like I did that Jamaican beach, well, then what a much happier way to be. Why wouldn't we choose that?
That's excellent. That's a very excellent perspective. I'm glad you choose to see the world a little bit differently.
Yeah.
So let me start wrapping things up with you. Do you have upcoming projects, you know, despite this world, but I'm sure you are working on something all the time.
I am. I mean, at this time, being a self-starter is really, it's the only way, because let's face it, there's no, you know, if all you're doing is sitting around waiting for the phone to ring, well, it's not. So I've been working on a one-woman show, which I've been working on for a while now. But now I'm starting to think, again, it's all about the way I think. At first I thought, oh, doom, gloom, I'll never, you know, Hollywood's closed, we'll never work again. But now I'm starting to think, wait a minute, this is my time. If I do one-woman shows, and this is this odd time in history where actors can't touch each other, and we have to have these skeleton crews of just like a cameraman, a sound guy, and an actor. Well, then shoot, this is it. This is my time. And so, yeah, I've gotten to work on this new one-woman show. I've done 2 previously, and I'm working on a 3rd. The idea is, of course, that I'll be able to sell it as one of these, 1-hour comedy specials. Because let's face it, they're going to be running out of content soon. We're all sitting at home streaming everything. So, so that's what I've been working on. And, I have a couple other projects that obviously happened before, which, I hope they'll supposedly be coming out fairly soon. But, those are things that I don't have a whole lot of control over. And let's face it, so much of this is all about control.
That's true. That's true. Well, I'm glad you are staying active. But before I let you go, I have to admire your backdrop.
Well, I'll tell you, like I said, it's all about how we feel inside, right? And so I'm an architect's daughter, so I really do believe in sort of feng shui and feeling good in your environment. And this room, I can show you, it's comprised of all fan art. And it just makes me feel so good knowing that my art inspired others' art. That's really, there's nothing better. So I can kind of give you a little tour. Let's see. Are you seeing everything?
I do see everything. So this is all the stuff, fan art from the American Horror Story. Wow.
Yes. So, you know, at one point I want to say this was even in Caroline's movie, because she found this room just extraordinary. But it's true. This is a place where I can go and just feel really good. And I think that's really important, you know, because like I said, it's all about how we feel inside. And I come in here and I'm just fed. So everybody needs, you know, not everyone's going to have this room, certainly. This is a very unique place. But, you know, having a place, a sanctuary, a place where you feel creative and fulfilled, I think it's very important.
I think that's actually pretty awesome, especially the fact that you have so many fans from American Horror Story that loves your character, even though you have done dozens and dozens of other things. I mean, how do you feel about that? That like, you know, millions of people associate you with that.
Oh, I love it. I mean, it's funny because I'd never done. I went away for a second. Okay. I'd never done drama, really. I mean, I'd gone to theater school, so of course my theater major friends would bust me on that. They say, "What do you mean? We did Chekhov, we did Ibsen." It's true. I mean, I was classically trained thespian, but prior, I've always done comedy. I'd always done sort of sketch and improv, and so a 3-minute sketch was sort of more so that's why to be known for like 1 hour dramas is really quite a departure. But the fact is, it's very in tune with what I do. Like I'm really into big characters. You know, there's actors, I don't want to name names, but let's face it, where they're basically doing the same character no matter what. They may have a different name, you know, but they're kind of, you know, Adam Sandler, brilliant comedian, but he's Jack, he's Jill, he's still Adam Sandler, you know, and that's fine. We love him for it. We've made him very, very rich because of it. But I really fancy to being someone else. Ironic that my other passion is doing one-woman shows where I'm like 100% myself and vulnerable, and yet, you know, on camera, I really want to disappear. I don't know what that's about. That's for my therapist, right? But yeah, no, I think, you know, Horror Story was amazing, and that they entrusted this truly incredible character, which in my whole sort of repertoire of characters, I'd never done anything like her, and yet I'd done every character. So it's interesting. I mean, she could have very well, she belongs in that little menagerie of wacky characters I'd done, you know, at the Groundlings and all the, you know, comedy I'd done prior. I just, you know, I don't know. No one had ever asked me to shave my head and cover my face in prosthetics before, but so I'm truly so indebted to Ryan Murphy and the show, and in fact, this new show that I told you about, the one-woman show, is really a love letter to them and to that and to the fans.
Excellent. I love your dedication, and I'm going to have to check out your previous episodes of the one woman show myself. I think I will.
Indeed. If you look me up on naomigrossman.net, you'll see my 2 prior shows, Carnival Knowledge and Girl in Argentine Landscape, and that'll give you a little vibe, little taste for this third. Although, well, we'll see. I hope to, you know, sort of surprise the world with that one.
Excellent.
Hard to say.
Excellent. I enjoyed this conversation. Hey, thank you very much, Naomi. And I can't wait to check out some more of your work.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Enjoyed it. I would love to share once you're all done with it.
Excellent. Excellent. Hopefully we get to do this again.
Great. Would love it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Bye
Okay.
now.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Go ahead and try to calm down and reach a state of peace. I really love the one-to-one real-time relationship here.
It's amazing.
So did I
It
go
was
red
red.
and then did I go blue?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I've spent plenty of time going red in my mind. Whereas going blue, you know, I have less experience with that. And it was fun. I enjoyed like going to Jamaica and like feeling the sun on my skin.